everyone. Welcome to the Called Collective, the number one place to equip the next generation of ministry leaders. My name is Jake Thurston, and I work here with the School of Theology and Ministry at Indiana Wesleyan University. I'm so excited to join you guys with another ministry tidbit as we dive into some key lessons for us to learn about how can we begin our ministry journeys even while we're in high school and even as we're trying to figure out all of this stuff. I want to begin by talking about this thing called the Incarnation. The Incarnation. Maybe you've heard of the Incarnation before. It's a really key doctrine in our Christian faith. It pretty much sums up a lot of why we believe what we believe. And I don't think there's any better passage. There's a lot of good passages, but I don't think there's any better passage that sums up the nature of the Incarnation than Philippians chapter 2, verses 6 through 8. The Apostle Paul writes, "Jesus Christ, who being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness. And being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on a cross." It's in the Incarnation that we see the Son of God in all of his divinity come down to earth and to live among us as one of us. In the Incarnation, we know that Jesus is both 100% God and 100% man. He completely identifies with us, and he knows what it's like to be us. That's one of the most powerful parts of Jesus' ministry, is that he wasn't some lofty divine being who was above us in some way, but rather that he came to be with us. He came to be with us. And I don't know about you, but maybe as a student pursuing ministry, maybe you're still figuring out what this call to ministry thing might even look like. But you might always have this question, what could I be doing now? If I'm called to ministry, is my next step to finish high school, go into college, maybe enroll in a Bible school, study for ministry, and then apply to get a job at a church or some other parachurch ministry or something of those sorts, and that's when your ministry career starts? Is that when it begins? No, it's not. Because quite frankly, when God calls you to ministry, your ministry career starts now. Your ministry career starts right now. And I know what you're thinking. How does that even work? How can I even begin ministering right now? Aren't I supposed to get trained? Aren't I supposed to do all of these other things like traditional jobs require, right? Well, that's the key difference between ministry and any other job that you had to get a degree to pursue, right? You can start now. And there's a ton of different things that you can consider when pursuing ministry in your current context. But I want to introduce one concept to you that I think would be an amazing starting point. And it's this concept of incarnational ministry. It's incarnational ministry. What is incarnational ministry? Well, it's ministering like Jesus himself did. If God became man so that he could be with us, it really jumps on the whole idea that you are embedded in a place with people for a reason. So wherever God has you, that's where your ministry starts. Incarnational ministry means looking at what's right in front of you and whoever is surrounding you, and that is the place for you to start, to live among them, to be with them. Because I don't know if you realize this or not, but a lot of your peers are probably hurting. A lot of your peers are going through stuff that you probably can't even comprehend. The people on your sports team. Maybe it's the neighbor of your locker. Maybe it's the kid in the back of your chemistry class who just never seems to want to do anything. There's a reason for that. So who's ministering to that person? Who's ministering to the people who are sitting by themselves at lunch? Who's ministering to the person who just seems like they have no idea what they're doing with themselves? Well, as someone who's pursuing ministry, you can be that person. You can be the one who walks with them, who sits with them, who talks with them, who listens to their story, who advocates for them, who shares Jesus with them. It's not rocket science. It's so much simpler than you could ever imagine. All it requires is for you to notice them, ask how they're doing, and to listen to their story, and then to tell them about the hope of Jesus whenever that moment allows. Incarnational ministry takes place whenever we embed ourselves in whatever place we find ourselves. So the key question for you, as you're wondering what this could look like, is just to keep your eyes open. Are you keeping your eyes open? Are you noticing the people that you could truly be with, just as Jesus came to be with us? Thank you so much. This is another quick ministry tidbit here with the Called Collective. And as always, be sure to click that like button and subscribe for you to get all the updates and more content from the Called Collective and the School of Theology and Ministry. Take care, and God bless.